morning. We are live and ready to go. It's a Friday here, and means almost time for a fun weekend. But before we do that, we have to work on there we go, town portals. Let me just make sure my mics are set and my levels are level, and we're all good to go. Looks like it. Okay. Yeah, so yesterday we worked on making a transition level between the limestone caverns on one side and let's see if we can, oops, over here we jump to it. It's the deep limestone caverns and the dwarf fort upper reaches. So we just did that, and we have, oh, what's this? Some purple thing? It's a war axe. Oh, right. We added a whole bunch of new spawns. So let's wield a war axe and see how that does for us. Yeah, and then we transition here from the limestone caverns on the left to the beginnings of a dwarf fortress on the right. Another war axe. Breastplate. Oh, okay. So you can get some pretty decent gear here, just lying around. That's quite a lot of it, actually. Right? Yeah. And this is the dwarf fortress side, and ooh, what's this thing? A lizard man, level 2. Player hits lizard man for 4. Lizard man can't hit me yet, for some reason. Ooh, is there no way to get over there? Oh, there is, right up here. There's another lizard man. And yeah, so, and then we have the downstairs, and then there was a bug. There's some bug going on. What's the G thing? It's running away. Or is that one of those, we added some faction that didn't do anything or ignored the player or whatever. I can't remember what it is now. So we go down here, and now we're on something called new map, which feels like a bug, right? It should be, and then if we keep going, eventually it loops back around to the town. Oh, or it hangs. Yeah, I think something's hanging because I can't type anything now. Oh, maybe my computer's hanging. No, I can do that. If I try to hit refresh here, it won't let me. If I try to close that tab, it won't let me. That's interesting. There we go. Something was hanging. Yeah. Yeah, we get this weird thing, and then we loop back to the town of Bracketon, which doesn't make any sense at all. So there's some bug somewhere. We gotta debug that. Let's open up our console. Oh right, I left all this console logging stuff. All right, let's clean that up first. It would be in, no. Okay, so I just didn't rebuild it after I removed it. Okay, I think that's what the issue is. So let's clear the console. I'm just going to rebuild a WASM here real quick, and then just make sure that all that console logging goes away, and then we'll dive right into the next chapter. Any second now, it'll be done building. Refresh. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're not getting that console log anymore. Good. All right, so let's take a look at town portals, and then if this doesn't fix the bug with looping around to the wrong level, then we'll take a look at it after the chapter's done. We also have the bug that if you leave a level and you come back, it doesn't remember where you've been. It doesn't remember the revealed tiles. It just ignores you. So it forgets them, sorry. So that needs to be fixed as well. And we figured out what the problem was yesterday. All right, so we mentioned town portals in the design document, and it's becoming obvious how they would help. It's a real slog to travel back to town to sell your hard-earned loot, and possibly save up for upgrades to help against the itty-bitty draconic murderers. The basic idea of a town portal scroll is simple. You cast a spell, a portal opens and takes you back to town. You do your thing in town, and then return to the portal, and it teleports you right back to where you were. Depending on the game, it may heal monsters on the level while you are gone, right? Generally, monsters don't follow you through a portal. If they did, you could kill the town with a well-placed portal. So we need to create a town portal scroll, so we can do that pretty easily. See this. Okay, I know, we're putting this in the raws. So under items, we'll just add a new town portal scroll here. There it is. This is like any other scroll. Oops, we don't need to look up that value. And the vendor category is alchemy, so we should be able to visit the alchemist and see those for sale. We should also make them reasonably common in the spawn table, okay? Let's go up to the spawn table and add them right here. Put the comma there and get rid of the comma there. That's enough to get them into the game. They spawn as drops and are purchasable from the alchemist in town. Admittedly, that doesn't help you when you need one, but with some planning it can help. That's awkwardly worded, I think. Anyway, implementing the town portals. The next stage is to make town portals do something. We already added an effects tag, causing it to be consumed on use, and look for that tag. The other effects use a component to indicate what happens. So we'll open components and make a new component type called town portal, okay? Very good. We also need to open up Raw Master and edit spawn named item. Okay. I guess under the effects name, where are those? Oh, here they are. Okay. So this provides healing, range, damage, area effect, confusion, magic mapping, food. Oh, there's town portal right there. Okay, we just throw it in as a town portal. Town portal. That's very easy. All of our level transitions thus far have occurred via run state. So in main, we'll add a new state somewhere. There it is. It's just called town portal. Okay. Very good. So that marks the effect. And now we'll have to make it function. Open up inventory system, and we'll want to edit item use system. After magic mapping, the following code simply logs an event, consumes the item, and changes the game state. Okay. We're going to take a look at item use system. Here's magic mapping, right? So after magic mapping, if town portal get use item is some, if map depth is 1, game log entries push, you are already in town, so the scroll does nothing. To string else. So here's a use item is true. This is something we was not part of the original. It wasn't well described, so we kind of ignored it, and we just say, okay, if it's consumable, then it gets consumed. Here we should have a flag saying, you know what, you tried to use this item, but you didn't really wanna. So I think we're gonna flip the sense of that. since it's more likely that you want to use it. And then we'll have to add a line for this in the match statement. So I think when you do not consume is true, and then at the top of this thing, whoa, this is a big function. This feels awkwardly large, doesn't it? So we're just going to say let mutt do not consume. It's false. We're going to assume it's we're going to assume that we're going to use it, and then down here so if not, do not consume. Actually, yeah, let's reverse that. We'll just set it to true, and then in the other one we'll make it false, right? And then we can just say if consume end, like that. There, I think that's better. That way, if they use the a town portal scroll in town, it doesn't get consumed on them. It was just a mistake. All right, so this leaves the state handling in main. So this should jump us there because it's going to tell us we're not paying attention to that one state. Oh, right. I have to add town portal to here, right? And then we have to do what, read storage on that, just like on confusion. Where's confusion? Oh, confusion has a write storage. Where's magic mapping? Magic mapper is, see, magic mapper is read storage. Let's try that. Town portal. Right. Yeah, it just inserts that town portal thing there. So let's take a look at, and then we have to change our data. So after magic mapper, we say town portal. And then here's where we check it. And all it does is run that game state. So why does confusion require because we're going to add confused, we're going to insert confusion onto there. So where's magic mapper is like that. Okay, I think I understand what's going on now. Consume not found in the scope. I thought I put it right here. Oh, consume item I called it. Okay. Yep. Oh, this has to be I forgot. Yeah, convert save load only works if there's at least one entry in your struct. If the struct is empty, you have to use serialize, deserialize. I forgot about that. All right, so then up finally in the main code, let's add a new run state here. Town portal. So spawner, spawn town portal, and then transition. like that. So that's how we get the map depth, and then let destination offset is 0 minus map depth minus 1. Why do it that way? I don't know. Self, go to level, destination offset, self map gen, next state is some run state, pre-run, new run state, map gen mission. Is that a state? That is a state. Oh, and that does the visualizer. Okay, I see. But we've turned the visualizer off. So this is what we're doing here. So we're grabbing the current depth, we're seeing what our offset is, and then go to level takes that offset. I don't know why it's written in this way with the math, but it is. And we set this run state to pre-run, and then we jump to the map generation so we can show it if we need to. It's relatively straightforward. It calls the as yet unwritten spawn town portal function, retrieves the depth, and uses the same logic as next level and previous level to switch to the town level. The offset is calculated to result in a depth of 1. We also need to modify the ticking handler to allow town portal to escape from the loop. Oh, okay. So we do the run systems. We don't have to do the maintain because that's part of run systems. Then we check this. If we're awaiting input, we stay in the awaiting input. If we're in the magic map reveal, we continue with that. And then if we're run state, town portal, new run state is run state, town portal. So it stays in town portal. How do we escape from that then? I guess I don't fully understand how the ticking works then. So we stay in this state until we go through a system which requires us to switch states, and then we set our new state to runtime portal, and then we leave the ticking loop. Why don't any of the other ones need this? Right? The rabbit hole naturally leads us to spawner and the spawn town portal function. Let's write it. Alright, so I maybe this will become clearer, because I understand why magic map reveal needs to stay in that state. Or generate that state, because then it has to switch over to the state. Awaiting input has to stay. So somewhere in run systems we update the run state. And if we don't switch back, oh, this switches back to ticking as soon as we're done running whatever state we were in. How do we, my brain's still not wrapped around this, but let's go to spawner. And now we'll have another function. Let's put it right here. Spawn town portal. And this is going to get current position, depth, LTK point. And this, yeah, this point is the one and only point that's in the thing, in the resources, which just defines the player's position. And of course the player's position is also part of the player, which I've complained about before. Player pause X and then Y, and then we're going to drop the player pause in the map. And then we're going to find part of the town for the portal. So we're going to go... the master dungeon map is a list of all the existing maps that the player has visited so far. So we've generated a map, we store it. In this master dungeon map, and then whenever we go back to that level, we look it up there. And the town should always exist, right? Because that's the starting map. I'm going to find the first downstairs. Remember, the town map has a number of different downstairs. Oops. Ah! And then I hit F1 again. IDX is equal to IDX. And then, oh, yeah, and it's going to keep looking for it. It's going to find the last one. Okay. Let portal X is stairs. X is I32 divided by town map width -2. And then portal Y is divided by town map width, not -2. Okay, and then we're going to drop DM. So DM was the master dungeon map. Other level position. Okay, that's something new. And also with renderable, it's going to be a heart. And I haven't had good luck with these Unicode things translating correctly. But we'll try again. Because why not? And render order 0. Interesting. And with entry trigger, put a space there. With teleport to, so we have yet another component, because this is a new component, and this is a new component. Player only is true, so it won't trigger for other entities, other mobs. Name. And with single activation, which I think we already have because we have that for the bear traps. And I messed up something because this is not auto unindenting. So where did I mess things up? This looks right, this looks right, that looks right, that looks right, that looks right, this looks right. Something up here? No, that one works. I don't know. Well, we can try building it. It's going to complain about teleport to and other level position. But we could see if it's going to complain about indenting or wrapping or whatever. Yeah, unclosed delimiter. This delimiter might not be properly closed. And where is it doing it? So, what, 360? Well, that's this one here. Oh, this. Yeah, this one needs a close. Okay. That's different. That's not in spawner. Oh, I misspelled destination. Yep. Okay, teleport 2 is not found in the scope, but it didn't complain about this one. Oh, I guess we already have it. I don't remember using that or making that. Other level position. Okay, so anyway, so we have a teleport 2. This is a busy function, so we'll step through it. We retrieve the player's depth and position. That's here. And then drop access to the resources to prevent the borrower from continuing. We look up the town map in the master dungeon map and find the spawn point. No, we don't. We find the downstairs. Oh, I guess we're finding the place we're going to spawn. We move 2 tiles to the west and store that as portal X and portal Y. We then drop access to the dungeon map, again to avoid keeping the borrow. We create an entity for the portal. That's this line here. We give it an other level position, indicating that it is in the town at the coordinates we calculated. We give it a renderable, a cyan heart, a name so it shows up in tooltips. We also give it an entry trigger, so entering it will trigger an effect. Finally, we give it a teleport to component. We haven't written that yet, but you can see we're specifying a destination coordinates back to where the player started. There's also a player only setting. The teleporter works for everyone, then town drunks might walk into the portal by mistake, leading to the hilarious situation where they teleport into dungeons and die horribly. To avoid that, we'll make this teleporter only affect the player. Since we've used it, we better make teleport 2 in components. It's pretty simple. Okay. So let's do that. I guess we can just put it right here at the top, and it's got parts, so we can just use this one. Okay, there's that. We'll worry about making teleporters work in a moment. To help test systems, we'll start the player with the town portal scroll. Yeah, okay. So let's go back to spawner. So wait, before we do this, we actually have to make this compile. I think I need to add teleport 2. Oh, I don't. We must, in spawner, we must be doing a star. Yeah, create star. Okay. That's fine. And then somewhere we're going to spawn the player. FN player. And then we're going to say spawn named entity ROS lock wrap ECS town portal scroll spawn type carried by player. That should be this. Okay, so now we'll start off with the town portal scroll. We can jump down a few. We can jump down a few levels, and then we should be able to teleport back. All right, so that checks. Let's build it. Let's refresh this. Ooh, didn't like something. Oh, you know what? I know why. That's one of these bugs. Main. We have to actually, all the components we just added, we need to register. So we added teleport 2 and town portal. Okay. Teleport 2. There we go, and then town portal, and then sort. There we go. There they are. And then in the save load system, we have to do the same thing. There is no teleport. Magic mapper. Good. Teleport 2 and town portal. Add those to there. Okay. So that should fix that bug. We'll know in about 18 seconds whether or not we fix that crash. This is unreachable promise. The if it didn't run it in WASM, it would be the error would be more obvious. But this is the errors that I'm used to. Oh, this is interesting. There's a bug in the. So I have the watcher running in the background. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to see that until I do this. Oh, now it refreshed already. Every 30 seconds, I'm refreshing to see who's running Rust. And it actually had me in there twice. I don't know if you saw that briefly or not. But that's an interesting bug. I wonder what would be causing that to happen. I'll have to take a look at that. Okay, let's refresh. So now if we have a town portal scroll. If I go down, let's say 3 levels here. And go over to, let's turn on God mode so I don't die while I'm doing this. Let's say I'm between these, or right next, oops. Stop it. There we go. Let me go right next to the, this potion. I can't cross the water here. How do I get over there? Deep water can't be crossed. Okay, I'm right next to the campfire here, okay? And now I'll shift 3 to use the town portal scroll. So put the town portal here and put me here. Oh, because this jump stops at the first one and this one stops at the last one. All right. But I'm back in the town of Bracketon. And now if I go back into the town portal, town portal triggers, but it didn't do anything. Oh, did it? It says it does. It does nothing. If you cargo run now, you start with the town portal scroll. Trying to use it in town gives you a does nothing message. Going to another level and then using it teleports you right back to town. The portal present, exactly what we had in mind, but with no way back yet. Okay, that's fine. Let me try using it here in town. Shift 3. Ooh, so the scroll does nothing. Let's fix that typo. Nothighn. There we go. And it didn't get used, so that little hack we put in there works. And then if we go to the next level, I should be able to town, maybe not on top of the stairs, but then town portal back. Oh, and of course that worked. Oh, but it doesn't have the corresponding anything here. Okay. And then it says it triggered. And now it's gone. I don't see it on the level anymore. And it's gone for good. Okay, good. So all that part's working. It just doesn't jump us back to where we came from. So implementing teleporters. Now we need to make the portal go back to your point of origin in the dungeon. So since we've implemented triggers that can have teleport too, it's worth taking time to make teleport triggers more general. So you could have teleport traps, for example, or inter-room teleporters, or even a portal to the final level. There's actually a lot to consider here. Teleporters can affect anyone who enters a tile unless you flag them as player only. Teleporting could happen across the current level, in which case it's like a regular move. Teleporting could also happen across levels, in which case there are 2 possibilities. The player is teleporting, and we need to adjust the game state like other level transitions. Another entity is teleporting, in which case we need to remove its position component and add an other level position component, so they are in place when the player goes there. Cleaning up movement in general. We're seeing more and more places implement the same basic movement code. Clear blocked, move, restore blocked. You can find this all over the place, and adding in teleporting is just going to make it more complicated, as will other systems as we make a bigger game. This makes it far too easy to forget to update something. and also convolutes lots of systems with mutable position and map access when movement is the only reason they need write access. Okay, here we go. Maybe I can catch this before it disappears. Oh, you saw it there briefly. I swear, it was there briefly. It was showing up twice. Why would it show up twice? Why would it show up twice? I'm trying to think of reasons that would show up twice. All right. I'll keep that thinking in the back of my head there. We've used intent-based components for most other actions. Movement should be no different. Open up components and we'll make some new components and register them. Apply move and apply teleport. So we did the whole spatial rejiggering thing. And I know that that did some work around... Yeah, refactoring map blocking system into its own module. And this was the whole spatial... wow, this was a lot of changes. Yeah, so we have this is blocked and move entity. And we did that. And then at the end of that chapter, they said, oh, by the way, this is a new chapter we shoehorned in here and we need to update all the other chapters to reflect this. I'm now concerned we're going to be running into similar situation. Did we add components for this, though? No, we did not. So this is new. Okay, so I think we're still good. Before I do this, though, let's get this clippied and then committed. Because we have something that works now. Beginnings of a town portal system. A general teleportation system. There. Oops. Get ahead raws and source. There we go. All right. So we're going to create apply move and apply teleport in components. So apply move. And then we're going to I'm going to use this one here. Obstruct, apply, teleport. Okay. To handle these, let's make a new system, movement system. Yeah. Apply teleports, apply broad movement. I wonder if this is broad movement is just moving within the, yeah. So, okay, we have create spatial. Oh, we do have the spatial thing here. Okay, good. So this isn't something that we're breaking. All right, so we're going to create a new movement system. And then use super map position blocks tile apply move. And then what else? Entity moved and view shed. Okay. Pub struct movement system. Type movement data is, oops, this should be open paren. There we go, right? Expect and map. Right. Storage, position, read storage of blocks tile, and then for some reason entities That's right there in the middle. And then we have a bunch more right storages. We have apply move, apply teleport, other level position, entity moved, view shed, and then a read expect of entity. And that last one is the player. Okay. So let's modify all these guys. Apply move, apply teleport, wow, other level position, entity moved, and view shed. Okay, so now we'll implement tick A, system tick A for movement system, and then we'll say type system data is equal to movement data tick A. Done. Okay, and now we're going to write the run function. They all start exactly the same, and then we break it down. Go. It's data, so now it's destructured. Apply teleports for entity and teleport in entities and apply teleport join. Okay, so if we're not moving to a different map, we're going to apply an insert. We're going to apply a move. Map XY IDX of teleport dest X. Wow. And teleport dest Y. Okay. Oh, and then expect. We have to expect it. Otherwise it will, the compiler will complain. Okay, so else if entity is the player, then RLTK console log format not implemented yet. Okay. Else if let sum pause is position get entity. So now we have an entity that triggered or had a teleport, an apply teleport on it. So we're going to teleport that entity. Let dest IDX is map XY IDX. It would be really great if it could take in whatever the heck this is. Teleport dest X, teleport dest Y. Right, we could have a standard way of doing this instead of having to pass the destructured values in. Crate, spatial, move entity, IDX and dest IDX, then other level, insert, entity, other level position. We have X of teleport, dest X, Y teleport, dest Y. And then we're going to expect that. Right? And then position remove entity. So it no longer has a position on this map. And then I just closed them all just because I wanted to keep things clean, make sure everything was all matching. And then while we're in this for loop, right? Oh no, after the for loop, it's apply teleport clear. So now we erase that array and then apply broad movement. For entity, movement, pause, in entities, apply move. So apply move is a list of components, right? And we actually add to it in this thing here, and then we're going to loop over what remains, right? Let start IDX is map, and let dest IDX as usize, and then we're going to call create spatial move entity, so this moves it, and then what are we doing? We're grabbing the XY position and then updating the view shed for that movement. Okay. And then find X, change it to Y, find the percent and change it to divide. And then if let some view shed is view sheds get mutable entity is true, and then moved insert, and that triggers anything that needs to be triggered on a movement. And then apply move clear. Okay. This is a meaty system, but it should be quite familiar to you. It doesn't do very much that we haven't done before. It just centralizes it in one place. Let's walk through it. We iterate all entities that are marked as teleporting. If it's teleport on the current depth, we add an apply move component to indicate that we're moving across the map. If it isn't a local teleport, if it's a player we give up for now, the code is later in this chapter. If it isn't the player, we remove their position component and add an other level position component to move the entity to the teleport destination. And then we remove all teleport intentions since we've processed them. We iterate all entities with an apply move component. We obtain the start and destination indices for the move. If the entity blocks a tile, we clear the blocking in the source tile and set the blocking status in the destination tile. I think that's this. So this just needs to be updated. We move the entity to the destination. If the destination has a view shed, we mark it as dirty. Oh, so yeah. So sorry. This is it blocks the tile. That's handled in move entity, which I probably can't jump to because this code is not yet part of our code. You'll notice that this is almost exactly what we've been doing in other systems, but it's a little more conditional. An entity without a view shed can move. An entity that doesn't block tiles won't. Oh, an entity that doesn't block tiles. I thought the won't went with the move. An entity that doesn't block tiles won't now start blocking tiles, is what they meant. We can then update approach system, chase and default move, and flee system to no longer calculate movement, but instead set an apply move component to the entity they are considering. This greatly simplifies the systems, removing a lot of the write access and several entire component accesses. The systems haven't changed their logic, just their functionality. Rather than copy pasting them all here, you can check the source. Otherwise, this will be a chapter of record length. All right. So I think what they mean, if I go to approach AI system, so right now this is already pretty small, but I think what they're saying is this gets even smaller. Is what we do is something along the lines of, this is an approach AI, so we would be insert and apply move component with pause X, pause Y, and current depth. let's go to components. Oh, apply move just has dest IDX. So here, I believe is what they're saying is that all we need to do is say apply move, insert entity dest IDX is IDX, and the rest of this goes away. But we're going to check the source real quick to see if this is what it is, and then what do we need to do here? We don't need entity moved. Instead, what we need is the wants or apply move. We don't need view shed. And I'm not sure what else, but let's check the source as suggested. We're going to go to chapter 61. Source AI approach. Yeah. So instead of view shed and write storage, we just have the apply move. All the others are still in there though. So let's do that. They have entities up here. That's fine. Oh, they have write expect on map. Why? I don't think we need that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we don't need it anymore because we found out that the A-star search doesn't require mutable access to the map. Yeah, look at that. So all we need to do is that. Okay, so let's do that. We need write storage of apply move. Get rid of that line. This is apply move. Right, like that. And then entity pause. Oh, we're no longer mutating pause. Yeah, restorage on positions. Got it. So that's no longer mutable, and then this is no longer mutable. Entities, positions, approach. We don't need view shed anymore. We still need my turn. Oh, entities, position, want, approach, and turns. Right. So this might. No, I don't think it will. Dang, it doesn't fit. I was hoping it would fit on one line.
Don't be afraid to borrow.
Chord progression. I specifically requested sounds. Instrumental only. Track disliked. Okay. I don't want to hear people talking in my ears while I'm doing this. It should just be music. Okay, so we have this, we did this, the A-star search, and then we have the path success, path steps len. So we don't need to do this because we already have path steps 1. Right, and all this goes away. On approach clear still happens, turns remove still happens. So does this check? Oh, this won't check because we still don't have the apply. The apply move still needs to be brought in the mod, right? Because this won't work until, right. So pub mod apply. Oh, what did we call this file? Now I'm confused. Movement system. Okay. And then pub use movement system. Okay, and then we're going to add that to run systems in a minute, but let's go through all of these things here. We have approach system we just did. Uh-oh. Did I forget to save it? No? It's here. Oh, I put it in the wrong location. This should be... Oh, yeah, so movement system. Let's just take a look to make sure where they put it. Yeah, it's not in here. It's in the base. Yeah, okay. So we just need to add it to the lib. Oh no, we don't need to add it to the lib. It should just work. So source AI mod. So we don't need it here because it doesn't exist here. Okay. That was the approach system. Chase AI. We have the same kind of fix. We'll just do. This is a apply move. So I deleted. What did I delete? Viewshed and entity moved. Because I gotta keep track of what to remove down here. Apply move. So these two are going to go away. That means that this changes to apply move. And we get rid of view sheds. Like that. So we don't need that here anymore. And then somewhere we have entity moved. We don't need that anymore. And this just becomes apply move, insert, entity, apply, move. Wow. Dest IDX is going to be path steps of 1. And this all goes away. And we leave this line in here. Alright, does that check? Not found in the scope. View sheds goes away. Alright, that's the apply move bug. Oh, and I have to get rid of these guys. There. So how did I break that then? Apply move EQ is not satisfied. Oh, because we're now inserting this in a hash map, and now this, but we're not inserting an apply move. We're inserting an entity, which comes from entities. Oh, duh. I messed something up here. This doesn't line up. So turns, chasing, positions, map, entities, and apply move. There, that's better. Okay, we still have 6 mornings, which we'll look at later. Default move system now changes. So again, we get rid of the view shed and entity moved. View sheds. Move mode. I forgot what that is. All right, and then what we're going to do is add in apply move. And then down here is where we do all this work. We'll say so-and-so and so-and-so. We get the dest IDX, and then all we have to do is say apply move, insert. Oh, yeah, we have to say apply move, insert, entity, and apply move of dest IDX. Very simple. And then down here we do the same thing. Path len is greater than 1, apply move, insert entity, apply move. Dest idx is path of 1. And all that goes away. Oh. Oh, only if it's not blocked. Interesting. This is the only one that's tricky because, well, this is the first one that's tricky because if path is len is greater than 1, then we apply an insert move, and then we want to remove that path only if the move worked. Right? Let's say this move doesn't work and we remove this. So the next time we come through the loop, the next time this player tries to move, they'll actually jump over. If we remove this unconditionally, they'll jump over that blocked location and continue on. Right? So they'll like teleport 2 spaces instead of 1. How did they solve this one? Let's take a look. AI and default move system. There it is. Oh, okay. They check. They leave the block check in there. Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's interesting. We have turn done push. Did I? Was that in here? No. Huh. How come the turn done stuff doesn't it? It's in here, but it's not. Oh, it just gets inserted there. Okay, so we don't want to do it unconditionally then. We only want to do it if we're actually able to apply the move. That makes sense. All right. So we'll do that here. We'll do this here. Dest idx is path of 1, and then we path remove. Otherwise, we wait a turn, blah, 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 and then we have the same thing here. And then we check to see if it's tile walkable. This doesn't change. Okay. Let's see if that works. Oh, right. Got to remove those lines. Apply move, doesn't exist. And then this doesn't match. If entities, positions, mode, oh, view shed, it goes away. Now we have 11 warnings. Nice. Oh, this is probably things that we don't need any here anymore, right? That's what's happening. That's where all the extra errors are coming from, or extra warnings are coming from. Yeah, now we're down to 10. What was the other one? Chase AI system no longer needs view shed or entity moved. And the other one was approach. All right. Yeah, well, that gets us down to 8. Wow. All right. Oh, I have to do expects on all those guys. All right, so let's in here in Chase we have line 39. Yeah, we're on, oh, 49. 39. It's saying help remove this mute on line 39. Oh, I'm on approach. Chase. There. We don't need to mute the positions, which means we don't need this to be mutable, which means we don't need this to be write stored. Right? Nope, something's wrong. Oh. Okay. So that's that one. In default move system, the apply move inserts need expects. 46, we have the same issue. Oh, and that's in Chase AI. 53. There we go. I'll let cargo format that for me. And then approach. 38. There we go. And then in default, there's another mutable position, which we don't need because we're not modifying position. Okay. Let you clean up a few more. We're down to 3. I need to put a hotkey in there for that. Okay, in default move system, we have line 55. IDX is no longer used. That's true. And then line 21, we have positions again being mutable, and we don't need them to be mutable. Oh, they can't be mutable anyway because it was a read storage. It's interesting that it didn't complain because write storage should be mutable. Okay, so now we're all cleaned up. All right, so we did that. Now we just have the flee move system. Flee AI system. So we get rid of viewshed and entity moved. We're going to add write storage. Take a apply move. All right. And then positions turns into read storage. And then we're going to put a mutable apply move here. Positions is no longer mutable. View sheds we don't need. And we don't need it here either. So this generates our map. If it's not blocked, then we're going to say apply move insert entity apply move. Test IDX is going to be flee target, I think. Oh, and then expect unable to insert marker. Like that. Is that it? Wow, that got spread out, didn't it? I'm going to take a quick peek in their flee code just to make sure, because it seems too simple. Yep, just flee target and then turn done push, and then we're done. Okay. This greatly simplifies the systems, removing a lot of write access to several entire component accesses. The systems haven't changed their logic, just their functionality. Okay. Finally, we need to add movement into run systems. So we're going to add our movement just before the trigger system. Okay. Let mutt moving. Once those changes are made, you can cargo run and see things behave exactly as they did before. So all that work and we got nowhere. So movement system we have to pull in. Yeah, so we don't need to add, there's tutorial, maybe source tutorial mod. Yeah, okay, this is where we have to add it. So pub mod movement system, pub use movement system star. It'd be nice to sort these, but I don't know how to sort multi-line things like that. Oh, okay. So, right, map comes from the mapping system. I'm gonna go like that. Nope. So we have to see how other. How else did we pull the map in? Because the damage system finds it just fine. Yeah, create map. It's right there. Oh, I have super. Let's put create here. And see if that does the trick. Oh, apply teleport. Got a capital T. Okay. The movement system, we have blockers. Oh, yeah, we're probably going to use blockers in a moment. And the map does not need to be mutable yet. We're probably going to need it to be mutable for when we do the player entity. So I'll leave those two checks alone, and we can generate the WASM and take a look at the result. Okay, so refresh, begin new game, and it crashes because, oh, did I add new components? I think I did, right? Component, yeah, apply move and apply teleport. So I got to add those. Oops. Apply move. Apply teleport, and then save load area. Sure. Apply move. Apply teleport, and that should cargo check. We still have the 3 warnings. Okay, refresh. Begin new game, and now... Oh, yeah, everything should behave exactly as before, right? We can still move. We should still be able to teleport to the next level. We should be able to hit Shift 3 and teleport back there, and then we should entry trigger this thing. Temp portal triggers right there. So everything's working exactly the same way it was before. Okay. So we're going to just call this a refactor. Git status, git add source, git commit, and refactor movement system. Okay. So making player teleporters work. Instead of just printing not supported yet when the player enters the teleporter, which we didn't see, did we? Huh. That's upsetting because you would expect to see that. Right, when we entered the... I would have thought, does this mean our movement system's broken? Right here, RLTK console log format not implemented yet. We should have seen that. Is there another file that we need to update? An AI flea system. But, oops. We should have seen this get triggered. The reason I'm pausing here is because I want to make sure that we're actually hitting this code, right? Because why would they say here that we should have said not supported yet? Because we should have come down here and said gotten not supported yet on the trigger. Unless there's some change we need to make to the trigger system that we left out somehow. Do we need to change this and generate a... All right, well, let's keep looking because let's keep looking because maybe this will get solved as we work on the movement system. But you would think that, yeah, teleporting to other level. Okay, well, let's do this. What they're saying here. Things behave as they did before, but it doesn't print not supported yet, which is concerning right now. When a player enters the teleporter, we should actually teleport them. The reason this was special case in movement systems that we always handle level transitions in the main loop because they touch a lot of game state. All right, so I'm going to take a quick peek at the trigger system here. And see if they added something for teleporters. Yeah, this code here. If there's a teleporter, then do that. Apply teleport. It's in the movement system, but not in the trigger system yet. Did they leave this code out? Apply teleport. That's in the movement system. That's there. Oh, here's what we're going to do. Okay, so it's not going to print anything yet. Okay. So that's where I was confused. All right, go away. Thank you. So we're going to go into our game state. And we're going to add a new teleporting to other level. Put it right after show vendor, I guess. Teleporting to other level. Like that. And then in the movement system, we're going to insert one of those. Okay. So in here, right, run state, x teleport test x, And y is dest y, and then depth is going to be teleport depth, I think. Dest depth. Oh, and there we go. Dest depth. Right, and that's all we need to do. And then in main, we can clean up that part, which is going to be game state. In ticking, run state, teleporting to other level, x, y, and depth is going to be new run state is run state. Oh, teleporting to other level, x, y, depth. Why do we have to change it like that? I'm still confused by this whole thing. But yeah, this I understand that we need to start the magic map reveal, but then changing. Okay. Anyway, so now in trigger system, we need to make a few changes. Let's go to trigger. So we have map, entity, move, position, entry, trigger, hidden, name, entities, which is down here. There's the game log, inflicts damage, particle builder, suffer damage, single activation. So then we have a teleport to, an apply teleport, and then entity. So read storage for teleport to. We have write storage for apply teleport, and then a read expect of entity. And this is the player, this last one. Okay. So if it's a if it's a teleporter, then do that. So this is if it's a damage thing, then do that. If it's a single activation, then do that. We can just say if let some teleport. Oh, right. I have to fix up this thing here. What did I do? I added teleport to, teleporters, apply teleport, and then player entity. Right? Just like that. And then if teleport player only, and the entity is a player, or not teleport player only, I'm trying to think if there's a way to simplify it. Can we say if teleport player only or entity is equal to player entity? Because if this is false, if player only is true, then this becomes false. And then we check the second thing. If this is true, I mean, if this resolves to true, then we don't care, right? Yeah, we can just do this. Apply, teleport, insert, entity, apply, teleport, dest x, dot x, dest y, dest depth. And then we do this, and we do this, and we do the expect. All right, with that in place, we need to finish up main and add teleporting to other level to the main loop. Okay, so I think that should, the cargo check should jump us there to show us what we're missing. Use of undeclared type run state. Really? Okay. And teleport to. And apply teleport. Run state not found is, oh, I need to add, yeah, here. I don't know how I got away with that. Run state. And then we're going to have to add run state here after entity. Write something. Expect. Run state. Yep. Okay. And then get entity ID doesn't work. Go, we can have it right here. Oh, can't be dereferenced. Did they change? No. And if we look here, yeah, there's no star. Okay, so that's just a bug in the dock. No problem. Depth is misspelled. And now, yes, we're missing the teleport to run state, which is good. That means we got everything else going. So at the bottom here, I guess we put in run state. Oops. Teleporting to other level. X, Y, and depth. And we're going to go there. Self. Go to level. Depth -1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought go to level was supposed to give an offset. Not a direct depth. So now I'm confused. Okay. Once again, we go to the actual code and take a look. No, that's what they have, is depth -1. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but we'll find out. Let player entity is self ECS fetch. Entity if let sum position is equal to self ECS write storage position. This is the player's position. Get mut player entity. Pause X is X and pause Y is Y. And then let mut player pause self ECS fetch mut point. If it's not already in, I'm going to pull it in. But this is part of the problem here, right? Is we have to update, when we move the player, we need to update 2 different locations for for the player's location. And I really would like to see that cleaned up. All right, so that's that. Do we have our LTK point? We don't. We do now. Entity only has one of those guys. P pause, not P plause. That should fix that. All right. So this sends the player to the specified level, updates their position component, and updates the stored player position. Yeah, so let me take a look at this go-to level real quick to see if this goes... Yeah, it's supposed to pass in an offset. So we're going to add whatever gets passed in to wherever we're going. Right, and if we look at generate world map, that's the new depth, and that's the offset that we're going, so we can see if it's positive or negative, and if it's, if it's positive, the level transition code uses that to see. Nope. Down transition to existing map uses it to see if we're going up or down. Right, if offset is less than 0. So after all that jumping around, we have to get back to where we were. There we are. Here's go to level. Yeah, so we were looking at go to level. So what's happening here with this depth -1, if we're going to a depth of 5, then it's going to say, okay, go to level 4. Unless I just missed the fact that this depth is not a depth but an offset, and then it should all be renamed. It is an I-32, but that's only because everything else is. I think this is wrong. I think this is wrong. All right, so let's see. Let's see what they say. This sends player to the specified level, updates the position component, updates the stored player position. If you cargo run now, you have a working town portal. Oh, the reason this works. Okay. That makes sense, because the reason it works, it makes sense that this would not be a bug in this particular case. Right? Because we're going from level 1, which is our town, to the depth that we're going. So that means that this code can only work for jumping from town to a level. It won't work for going from level, say, 20 to level 30, for example. And this we never cleaned up, because apparently we didn't need those. And we didn't know we didn't need those. So if I go to the next level, and oops, let me go to God mode so I don't get hurt. Let me go down here over by this, whatever this is, dagger. So right next to the dagger, we'll then shift 3 to use the town portal. And now, will this trigger if I go here? It did. It brought me right back. The rats are still there, the dagger's still there, and I'm back to where I was. So it works because we're coming from the town. All right. Humorous aside, let's see what happens when we remove the player-only and single activation safeguards from a town portal. I'm not going to actually do this. This is work we don't need to see. Cargo run, find a dangerous spot in town portal home. Sit around for a while until a few innocent townfolk have fallen into the portal. Then follow the portal back and the bewildered townspeople suffer horrible deaths. Okay, humorous aside. I included this as an illustration as to why we put the safeguards in. Make sure you remove those comment tags when you're done watching what happens. Alright, so to wrap up. In this chapter, we started creating town portals and wound up with a generic teleport system and a cleaned up movement system. This gives a lot more tactical options for the player and enables grab loot and return and sell play mechanics as seen in Diablo. We're getting much closer to the game described in the design document. Alright, so let me clean up these two things and then check in with Clippy. Blockers is no longer needed in movement system, and map does not need to be mutable. So if we don't need that, we don't need that either, and we don't need that. And then the map does not need to be mutable, so we can just do read expect on the map. We can remove the mutability tag on it. And this should clean up those last couple of warnings, and we're clean. All right, so what does Clippy think? Okay, so git commit got town portal working. Oh, keep doing that. Okay. I'm not going to start the next chapter now, but I'm going to take a quick peek at it. Magic items and item identification. Okay, so we're ignoring the fact that our map, when we go from level to level, we lose all of the reveal tiles. This hasn't been brought up in the thing today, and I'm surprised it hasn't, because it's obvious at this point now. I don't know if that's intentional or not. We figured out yesterday, we figured out why that's happening, but I don't know if we're going to address that in a later part of the tutorial. So we just have to keep it in mind. I'm going to create a new file. Bugs.txt. When going from level to level, the revealed tiles are forgotten. This, oh, thank you, spell check. This is because we save the map only after it's newly generated and not on level change. All right. I don't know what other bugs are there. I haven't really seen too many other bugs. We cleaned up the formatting here. Oh, there was that other bug. If I go back to town, let's just restart. If I buy yeah, let's buy a, oh, I can't buy anything. I don't have any gold, right? So I have to cheat myself some money. Let's go to this guy here, right? Yeah, so if I buy rations for 0.4 gold pieces, this should go to 99.6, but it shows 99.5, and I don't know why that is. Buying with 100 gold, buying rations for 0.4 results in having 99.5 gold left. All right, so 2 bugs. That's not too bad. Git add bugs. Git commit. Maintain a running list of bugs to address after tutorial is done. Git push. Okay, so that's this. Right? Here we go. So this is what we've got. This is a big change here. Boom. Okay. And then Monday, what I want to do, so I'm wrapping the stream up now. Monday, what I would like to do is take another quick break. So last week we did the Cinecore challenge. This week we came back to the Roguelike tutorial. Next week, what I would like to do is this. Crafting interpreters. But I'm going to do it in Rust. The first part is Java, here, the true walk interpreter. Second part is in C, and I figured it would be fun to port this to Rust. And if we port this to Rust, it's kind of long. There's a lot of reading involved, so this might go pretty slow, but I have time. At least as far as I know, I have time. So we're going to do that, and we're going to learn how to make ASTs. And then we're going to code them up, and then we're going to learn how to make a virtual machine and code that up. The beginnings of it tend to be, I've scanned through briefly, tend to be an in-depth discussion as to how things are supposed to work, and then in there here's how to write it in Java. So we're going to do a here's how to write it in Rust port for both of them. And I think that'll be fun. All right, so like I said, I'm wrapping the stream up. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me, and I will see you Monday as we try to craft some interpreters. All right, take care.